Are we going to keep letting Sony get away with this lazy nonsense they've been doing? I've noticed that on every single product that they've launched as of late, they talk about old features as if they're absolutely brand new. They'll say things like, oh, we've got X wide angle, or oh, we've got mini LEDs, oh, we've got Triluminous Pro. All of the technologies that we've seen over the last few years even come back again and again, and it's to the point now where it's like, does Sony even know what a new feature is and how they need to step their game up? There is not even a mention of all 4 HDMI ports supporting HDMI 2.1. It's literally just like, oh, well, you know, it's there. There are gaming features, and I'm sitting here and I'm getting bored of this idea of like Sony can constantly just bring their worst game or like bare minimum. And it's like, listen, they've got a lot of ground to make up in terms of their LED market for sure. So the X93L and the X95L have to really bring it because their TVs have had blooming issues. And it's, from what I hear, again, I haven't really seen the top sizes as far as 80 plus inches, but you shouldn't have to go 80 inches in order to get a TV that doesn't have blooming from Sony, especially since the price points of those TVs are mostly out of the purchasing range of most people. And it gets to a point where it's like people make almost excuses because it's Sony and saying things like, oh, but their processing is great, or Sony's always king, or Sony's just the best. It's like, we need to stop relying on names and start looking at their actions. Look at what they produce. Look at what they're showing you. Look at how they behave on a regular basis with their customers. Do they listen to feedback year after year? What are things that the fans are saying? Are we getting what we're asking for? If the answer is unequivocally no, then the company probably doesn't care, and you're probably just dealing with a stopgap year television, something that's just there to fill the void to say that they put out the annual model. Now, I'm not saying that that's what these are, but if these old technologies are anything like what the older versions of them were, then that's probably what you're in for. At least LG comes out every year with a new processor of some sort, making some tweak to processing. Sony just says cognitive processor now, and they're not even trying to create new chipsets anymore. That should be very scary for a lot of people because Sony used to actually make chipset innovations, and they don't anymore. There's no reason why we shouldn't be on the XR Extreme or the XR Pro or whatever the case may be by now. But the fact is, Sony isn't trying anymore, and that says everything about what you can expect about the product itself, at least in my experience. But what do you think down below?